Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. Dai-chan here, and it's time for another Waifu Monthly Recap. So many anime and games, too little time to give each one a dedicated waifu file. That's what this video is for, to appreciate all the interesting waifu-related media I've come across. August has been an interesting month, mostly continuations of the ongoing anime season. But since I dip my toes into a lot of different waters, I of course have plenty to share. Speaking of the summer anime season, I've been continuing the new code Geass Roze of the Recapture. With each episode, I can't help but feel it's a disappointing show. The basic premise already felt a bit too much like The Force Awakens for comfort, and now the main villain's reveal is eerily close to Palpatine coming back to life in The Rise of Skywalker. The writers really chose the wrong franchise to emulate. At the very least, its gorgeous girls make it a worthwhile watch. The internet got excited about seeing Sakuya tied up in this ridiculous pose. They ask why. I ask why not. You can always count on me to be on the cultured side of things. Aesthetically, the show's phenomenal. I just wish the same could be said for its story. I haven't mentioned it before, but I've been watching the recent Urusei Yatsura remake. Compared to Ranma, I'm not as familiar with the source material, so I can't speak to the difference in adaptation. What I can say is that babes like Lum have never looked better. For such a silly comedy anime, the production values are surprisingly good. The story feels retro, which in this current culture war is refreshing. Consider checking it out, whether through the remake or the OG. I know the old show is being remastered on Blu-rays. On that same topic, some drama emerged regarding the Kickstarter campaign for Dirty Pair's Blu-ray set. A couple years back, Nozomi, aka Right Stuff Entertainment, hosted a huge Kickstarter for bringing over the entire Dirty Pair franchise on crisp, lovely Blu-ray. I backed that baby to support a domestic release, as Japan's Blu-rays are region-locked and I still need subtitles. The main feature of this Kickstarter, though, was producing a dub for the old TV series. It's taken the team a long time to pump this out, and they stopped giving updates in May of this year, when they were already woefully behind on schedule. Thanks to Crunchyroll buying out Right Stuff, there was concern that this project was going to get cancelled. I can assuredly say that's not the case. After the recent backlash, regular updates are now being issued to address the delays. All of their recording is done, so all that's left is post-production and manufacturing. I'm not sure how much you guys care, but Dirty Pair is one of my all-time favorite anime, and you should definitely watch it in HD. Sometimes we're lucky, and companies release retro Blu-rays without the need for Kickstarter. This was the case for Riding Bean, a kick-ass OVA film about a driver for hire. It's like the anime version of The Transporter, which means it's way better by default. We've got waifu, over-the-top action, and also a kick-ass soundtrack to boot. I didn't realize this, but it's also loosely affiliated with Gunsmith Cats, another amazing classic. You can buy Riding Bean on Blu-ray right now. I've got one more retro anime to point out. Buttobi CPU is essentially a much raunchier, more action-oriented chobits. A nerdy guy in the 90s wants to buy his very first computer and winds up purchasing a mysterious box. He takes it home to find that this computer is actually a robo-waifu that immediately falls in love with him. This ropes him and his computer Mimi into a series of robo-girl battles, and while she's a strong fighter, the only way she can access her full arsenal is with mana transfers. It's not hentai, but it definitely straddles the line. I love this art style, they just don't make anime like this anymore. You will have to sail the high seas, but I assure you it's worth it. Back onto more fresh developments, the Suicide Squad Isekai wrapped up its first season, and did so by giving the cast magical girl transformations. It's super strange, yet I love it. Harley Quinn still carries this show, and even though its budget is all over the place, it sure kept me entertained. I'm still watching Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. This anime is an enigma. It has one of the most bland, uninteresting stories about student council drama being taken way too seriously, and yet it also has some great waifu and fun moments that stand out nicely. Best girl here is obviously Yuki Suo, a goofy gal who's absolutely obsessed with her brother. In one of the later episodes, she proves herself a woman of culture by motorboating her personal maid, Ayano. Gotta love when waifu can appreciate each other's oppai. One anime that instantly hopped onto my radar is Isekai Shikkaku, or No Longer Allowed in Another World. It's about this pessimistic dude who lived and died before the invention of video games, so he's not exactly thrilled by the typical isekai tropes. He wants to end himself in a poetic manner, yet can't find the right opportunity. I don't care for isekai anime if I can help it, but episode 8 came around with this gorgeous exotic dancer, Esh. This is like my ultimate fetish, and while I don't know how much she'll feature in the show overall, this one scene is worth etching into my brain forever. The protag might not be living in the perfect fantasy, but I sure am. While it hasn't released yet, there's this trailer floating around for a new Lord of the Rings anime. The War of the Rohirrim is meant to focus on Tolkien's various anecdotes about the riders of Rohan. Normally, having an attractive, kick-ass action waifu is expected in an anime. There's just one catch here. The anime's trailer focuses almost entirely on Hera, a woman so unimportant in Tolkien's writing that she wasn't even given a name. Yet here the showrunners are, hoisting her up as a feminist icon, a heroic female leader who needs to prove to her fellow men that she can fight, that she's the fastest rider in their kingdom. It's the same strong female character cliché that plagues Western media, which makes sense because the writers were also Western. This is one of the only times I'll ever find the inclusion of a waifu suspicious. Hopefully it can still be a fun show, but even then, it's a huge departure from Tolkien's vision. Moving on from anime, there are some games I've been playing recently. For Fate fans, this is old news, but Fate Grand Order recently dropped a summer Ereshkigal in Japan, along with a gorgeous swimsuit CL. I was worried at first that they didn't give her a bikini, but Type Moon pulled through with a separate Spiritron dress. Why wasn't this the default? Space Ereshkigal is adorable, but not risque enough for my tastes. CL, however, will be a critical target for me when she comes around in North America. It's relieving I can even say that, given how many things don't get any Western support. Of course, August saw the first ever official English release of Fate Stay Night. It's based off the Rialta Nua version, which has voice acting and the expanded ending to Saber's route. Unfortunately, that also means it doesn't have any of the old hentai scenes, which PC fans have been able to patch in for years now. Still, I had every intention of buying it, that is, if they gave it a physical release. Play Asia made it seem like they were selling one, but that was a disgusting, unprofessional lie. Thus, until mods can turn the Steam version into a definitive release of Stay Night, I'll stick with the version I streamed for you guys years ago. Zenless Zone Zero is turning out to be an extremely fun, yet light-hearted game. It's perfect for fans who find games like Genshin Impact to be overwhelming and difficult to keep up with. Dare I say its waifu are superior? That's up for debate. What isn't, however, is that Ju Yuan and her partner Ching Yi are two supremely sexy public security officers. I was lucky enough to pull both of them, but not without some investment. Zenless's drop rates and pity are really unfair. I've been spooked by SSR pity at least twice since the game launched. Needless to say, I'd prefer all these gacha games be proper single-player experiences. Same goes for Nikke Goddess of Victory. In its case, though, the gacha has been a lot more generous. So long as you don't want every waifu that comes around, simply playing the game every day is more than enough for you to pull the select characters you actually do want. This made rolling for Asuka and the new Evangelion collaboration a pleasant experience. The collab features Asuka, Rei, Mari, and Misato. As I said in my waifu files on Eva, Asuka is one of my certified favorites, and I rolled for her the instant they showed off her alternate costume, which I just had to have. Rei's alternate costume is tame by comparison. And as of recording this video, I don't actually know what Mari's alt outfit looks like, assuming she even gets one. Either way, the art in this collaboration is really nice, and I feel Eva is a perfect candidate for Nikke. The last thing I want to mention isn't an anime or game specifically, but rather a social media trend. That's right, I'm talking about Brazilian Miku. As far as I'm aware, a single piece of creative fan art exploded into a storm of works featuring Miku in different ethnicities. While most of those are fun, Brazilian Miku reigns supreme because she's so damn hot. Even if it's for dubious, meme-y reasons, it's nice seeing Miku Hatsune basking in the spotlight again. The last thing I want is for her to fall to the wayside like Kizuna Ai did. Strangely enough, this Brazilian Miku craze happened to line up with Brazil itself banning Twitter. That really sucks, as Twitter is a damn good place for artists to get attention. I don't think the government has any right to dictate people's online activity unless it's genuinely dangerous. Anyway, that's all the new stuff I experienced in August. September, my birth month, is looking up to be another great month in the world of waifu. As always, let me know in the comments what new waifu media you came across, along with any anime or games you'd like me to consider for a full waifu files. Catch you later!
Thanks for watching.
If you enjoy this channel, help us grow by liking, commenting, sharing the video, subscribing to OtakuDaiKun, and
most of all, smashing that notification bell so you don't miss out on all our anime lore, discussions, and Let's Play content.
You can support us directly through Patreon, Subscribestar, or a YouTube membership, all of which come with benefits like spicy exclusive vids and early access.
As always, celebrate your fandom. I want to give a special shout out to all my $10 and up supporters. Video Gamer 75, Dante Pendragon, Chaos Sonic 1, Trodai Connacht, Steven Elak, Otaku Mom, Jens Bauman, Mystic Samurai 1983, Free Brick, Olympian Doll, Lunar Works, Link Pendrago, Observer Bellis, James Hewitt, Uncanny EXP, Crow Calum, Saul Soto, Tristan Riggin, Major, Waifu Mado, Dionysus, God of Wine and Madness, Caitlin P, Sogai CH, Vladimir Ovna, The Taz 96, Jonathan Padua, Kengo X 77, Alistair Bernadotte, and Akakaze Yume. Thank you all so much.